I had a feeling you'd make it here, Jean-Luc.
Dan, tell me it isn't true. Tell me you haven't betrayed us. It's all just one big misunderstanding, right?
It's true, Jean-Luc. All of it. I'm responsible for the engine failure of the chopper, and for the murder of Stephen Tong.
But why? I don't understand.
You want a reason? Okay, I'll give you one. If you survive.
I can't fight you.
Then face the consequences of your own foolishness. Your indecisiveness is wasting time. Time you need to stop the Gulf system. I'm fighting for what I believe is right. I expect you to do the same. Or don't you give a damn about what happened to your teammates? I knew you were good, Jean-Luc, but...
Tell me, Dan, why did you do it?
Fate, Jean-Luc.
Fate?
That's right. Fate. You probably don't know this, but I'm half Sarkozian.
Sarkozian? As in from Sarkozia?
Yes. The war broke out when I was 13. My mother defected with my sister and me to her homeland. But my father, a leader of the resistance movement, stayed in Sarkozia. My older brother stayed with him. After several years, I joined the military, but I couldn't escape the web that fate had set to catch me. 8 years ago, I was a member of the Navy SEALs. One day, we received special orders. We were to terminate the Third Sarkozian Revolution. It seems fate was ready to spring its trap. This country lent its military might to the Sarkozians in order to keep the military faction in power. They called it a peacekeeping mission. Our real goal, however, was simply to quell the rebellion. A rebellion supported by most of the Sarkozian population. The revolutionaries had little money. Their weapons were totally outdated and they were forced into guerrilla tactics. Most of them were old men, already tired of fighting, and young boys barely old enough to hold a gun. The many years of fighting had stolen their families and worn down their spirits. I had a job to do, and I did it. But it left me scared and uncertain, and it left me furious. It was then that my treason began. After a fateful meeting. My unit was wiped out, and I was alone behind enemy lines. I was found by my brother, Kenneth. He was alive and following in our father's footsteps.
Kenneth? You mean Kenneth Coleman? The terrorist leader?
Yes. Fate had sprung its trap. I'm sure you can figure out the rest. The war was over. The rebels had no chance against our superior military strength. The spirit that had pushed Sarkozia into fighting for freedom was now rechanneled into a fierce hatred.
But why terrorism? Why sacrifice hundreds of thousands of innocent lives?
There was no choice. We couldn't win in a straight battle. There was no going back. And we had come too far to just give up. I know it's just an excuse, but that's how it was.
But
the guilt I bear has made my life a living hell. I wanted it to end, for the nightmares to stop, for death.
Dan? Dan! Did you find the justice you were looking for? If you had just told us, we might have found a way to help. Now, it's too late.
Impossible! I am invincible.
Lisa!
Is it finally over?
Not quite yet. We still have to take care of the Gulf system.
That's right. We've got to find a way to stop it.
Yes.
It's my job. Here, let me see.
Lisa, I want you to do something for me.
What is it?
I want you to reposition the satellite 180 degrees and fire the thrusters.
Sounds easy enough. Reposition 180 degrees, and... Are you nuts?
Just do it. Think of the thousands of lives that have already been lost due to this thing. We need to get rid of it. The world isn't ready for this kind of firepower.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, Lisa.
Hey, I'm not doing this just for you. I happen to agree with you. So don't get all soft and mushy on me.